Ate, look, Kuya Matias gave me 2 boiled duck eggs for free. He said they're for you. Anna smiled faintly before shaking her head. You're talking about that Balut vendor again? He seems hard-working but don't trust people too easily. Eddie laughed. He's kind, respectful, and always treats everyone nicely. Anna sighed. I've told you many times not to wander around at night. This village has become dangerous. People keep dying, and no one knows who's next. I was only outside for a little while, Eddie replied. I just happened to meet Kuya Matias near the alley. Anna's expression grew serious. That alley. Haven't you heard what people say? Almost every person who passes there ends up dead sooner or later. Eddie shrugged. Those are just rumors. Everyone keeps blaming an Aswang without any proof. Anna looked at him quietly. Rumors don't appear without a reason. Since you were a child, strange murders have happened here. Until now, no one has stopped them. Anna's distrust of strangers wasn't without reason. Years ago, a traveler had changed their lives forever. After their parents passed away, Anna gave up her own dreams just to raise Eddie. She worked tirelessly, making sure her younger brother had everything he needed, even if it meant sacrificing her own future. Early the next morning, Eddie carried 2 empty containers and walked toward the river to fetch water. The cool breeze and flowing stream made the morning peaceful. As he filled the containers, he noticed an elderly man approaching with a bundle of fresh leaves on his back. You're up early again, Eddie, the old man greeted with a warm smile. Good morning, Mang Nicanor, Eddie replied. Those leaves look heavy. Are they for another delivery? The old man nodded. Some are medicinal herbs for a woman who's about to give birth. The rest are protective plants. People still believe they can keep evil spirits away from newborn babies. Eddie looked at the bundle curiously. Many people still think an Aswang is behind all the killings. Mang Nicanor sighed deeply. Whether it's an Aswang or not, something terrible is happening in this village. Every family lives in fear. Eddie lowered his voice. To be honest, I sometimes wonder if it's really a monster. If it were an ordinary criminal, someone should have caught them by now. Before leaving, Mang Nicanor smiled and asked, I heard you've become friends with the new Balut vendor. Eddie nodded proudly. Yes, Kuya Matias is a good person. I don't understand why people are suspicious of him. Just be careful, the old man replied. Not everyone is who they appear to be. Eddie carried the water home. As he entered the yard, he saw Anna talking to Boye, a young man who had been trying to win her heart for months. Come on, Anna, Boye pleaded. Just give me one chance. Anna folded her arms. I've already told you my answer. Stop wasting your time. Trying to lighten the mood, Eddie laughed. Kuya Boye never gives up. Boye grinned. Of course not. One day your sister will change her mind. Anna rolled her eyes before turning back to Eddie. Forget him. Did anything unusual happen while you were outside? Eddie remembered meeting Mang Nicanor and the herbs he was carrying. A woman nearby is expected to give birth tonight. Boye's smile disappeared. Then I hope nothing happens, he said quietly. Lately, every time a child is born, tragedy follows. A heavy silence filled the air. No one wanted to say it aloud, but they were all thinking the same thing. The fear of the mysterious killer had once again returned to the village. As they continued talking outside the house, an elderly woman dressed entirely in black slowly walked past them. She leaned on a wooden cane, her face expressionless, while the villagers nearby immediately fell silent. There she is, someone whispered. I bet she's heading toward the house of the woman who's about to give birth, another murmured. Eddie noticed everyone staring nervously at the old woman. Even before she reached them, people began stepping back as if avoiding trouble. Anna grabbed Eddie's arm. Let's go inside. Before they could move, the old woman suddenly stopped. She slowly turned her head toward the crowd, her sharp eyes scanning everyone's faces. "Why did everyone become so quiet?" she asked in a cold voice. "Were you talking about me again?" No one answered. The old woman let out a sarcastic laugh. "If you have something to say it to my face. Stop whispering behind my back." Anna forced a polite smile. "We weren't saying anything, ailing Stella." "Don't lie to me," Stella replied. "Every time I pass by, you all stop talking. You think I don't notice?" She looked around one last time before continuing on her way. Eddie watched her disappear down the road. Ailing Stella had lived in the village for years, yet she had never been close to anyone. She preferred living alone, rarely smiled, and often frightened children simply by staring at them. Because of her strange behavior, many villagers believed she was hiding a terrible secret. That night, Eddie and Anna prayed that the woman who was about to give birth would remain safe. But before sunrise, heartbreaking news spread across the village. The newborn baby had died. By the time Eddie and Anna reached the house, many neighbors had already gathered outside. The child's family was crying, while everyone else stood in complete silence. Eddie approached the village midwife. "Ate Rhoda, what happened?" With tears in her eyes, she answered softly. "We left the house for only a short while. Before leaving, we placed salt, garlic, and blessed water around the room because we feared the Aswang might come." She paused before continuing. "When we returned, it was already too late." The crowd fell silent. One of the villagers clenched his fists. "This can't keep happening. We all know who's responsible." Another immediately replied, "You're talking about ailing Stella, aren't you?" Several people nodded in agreement. Eddie looked around at the angry faces. Rumors had once again turned into accusations, and without any real proof, the villagers were already convinced they knew who the killer was. Deep inside, Eddie wasn't completely sure.